Alexandria, Virginia. We're going to cover Alexandria's history, what it's like to live in Alexandria, and we're also going to take a look at the affordability, the lifestyle, and Alexandria real estate. This in-depth approach is going to allow us to compare it to other nearby cities in the DMV area. So if you're thinking about moving to Alexandria or just want to know more about it, this is the video for you. We're covering everything you need to know about Alexandria, Virginia. Alexandria, Virginia is located south of Arlington, and then just across the Potomac, it is southwest of DC and west of National Harbor. There are two main highways, Route 1 and George Washington Memorial Parkway, running north to south. Both of those slow down to streets with stoplights as they go through Old Town. East-west, you have two major arteries, Duke Street and King Street, and then along the southern border, you have 495, which is the Capitol Beltway. Now, if you want to make your way to DC to check out the National Zoo, give yourself 23 minutes. If you want to go downtown to check out the National Mall, that'll be about 12 minutes, but you'll probably want to give yourself another 12 minutes or so to find parking. And if you want to catch an international flight out of Dulles Airport, that'll be about 35 minutes. Of course, Reagan National Airport is right next door in Arlington, so that'll be more like 10 minutes or a couple of stops on the metro. Now, I share these heavily frequented areas because if you live in Alexandria, at some point you're going to want to look at pandas at the zoo, check out museums and monuments on the National Mall, and you're going to want to catch a flight. But to give you a better sense of what the average commute looks like for residents of Alexandria, know that the average commute time is 32 minutes, which is quite a bit better than the average DC area commute of 43 minutes. Now that we know where Alexandria even is, I want to introduce you to my channel, Julie Grandin Real Estate, the go-to channel for real estate information in the Washington, D.C. area. I'm Julie Grandin, your local realtor, able to help you get the very most out of your sale, whether you're buying or selling a home. We're on a mission to reach every DMV area resident. So if you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, that's really going to help us out. So let's get back to Alexandria because that's what you came for. So to clarify, we're talking about the city of Alexandria. There's also a much wider area, also referred to as Alexandria, that is part of Fairfax. Today, we're specifically talking about the city of Alexandria. So a bit about the history. Along with Arlington, it was once part of Washington, D.C. In 1669, what is now Alexandria, Potomac Yard, National Airport, Crystal City, National Landing, and part of Arlington Cemetery was given to Robert Housing in return for transporting 120 colonists from Europe. He quickly turned around and sold the part that is Alexandria to John Alexander, reportedly for 6 barrels of tobacco. The town was later named after the Alexander family. George Washington designed the streets and purchased a home nearby. To this day, you still see a lot of colonial area buildings, including Gatsby's Tavern in Old Town, which has been running since 1785 and has been host to such notable guests as George and Martha Washington and Thomas Jefferson. Since then, Alexandria has been a key part of the rapidly growing Northern Virginia area, and it is a thriving city of over 158,000 people. Along with being home to such landmarks as the Torpedo Factory Art Center and the George Washington Masonic Temple and numerous ghost tours, there is plenty to do in Alexandria itself. Top private employers are the Salvation Army National Corporation, United Way Worldwide, the Motley Fool, and Invictus International. Government and military employers include the U.S. Department of Defense Education Division, U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, and the National Science Foundation. To add some additional context, I want to introduce an external resource in niche.com, which interprets millions of public data sets across the country. As you can see, Alexandria has received an A rating from Niche by combining these 12 categories. Niche has also ranked Alexandria the number 30 best city to raise a family, number 11 best city for young professionals, number 23 healthiest city, and number 26 overall. That's out of 228 cities across the country. Now that's what the algorithm has to say, but what do current and former residents have to say about Alexandria? According to 399 reviews, Alexandria residents give Alexandria 4.5 out of 5 stars. Now this Alexandria report is very comprehensive, so I'll make sure to link to it below in the descriptions. Now for the recreation scene. 96% of Alexandria residents live within a 10-minute walk of the park. The nationwide average is only 55%. Now if trails are more your speed, Alexandria's trail system is over 20 miles throughout the city, from historic sites along the Mount Vernon Trail through wetlands and newer developments along Potomac Yards. Alexandria also invests heavily in its community and events, such as George Washington Birthday Parade, St. Patrick's Day Parade, Scottish Christmas Walk, the Alexandria Holiday Boat Parade of Lights, historic homes tours, Arts on the Avenue, Portside Summer Festivals, and the previously mentioned ghost tours. For shopping, as well as all of the shops in Old Town, you have Potomac Yard and a very exciting new development in West End where Landmark Plaza used to be. Now we're going to check out the school system, because regardless of whether you have children or not, the school system will affect you directly, because you'll still have to pay your property taxes and it'll affect your resale value. Alexandria's school district has over 16,000 registered students enrolled, which are educated throughout 19 campuses, comprised of 12 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, and 1 high school with 4 different campuses. When you look at teacher to student ratios, it is 14:1, which is the same as the Virginia state average. 88% of Alexandria teachers have 3 or more years of experience. Now, let's talk about the real estate situation. The median home value right now in Alexandria is $579,000, which is actually a 2% decrease from last year. Here's a look at home prices over the last decade in Alexandria. They've risen steadily, as real estate prices typically do. They only had a modest increase between 2019 and 2020 of about 8%, whereas nationally the average was 19% between those 2 years. So Alexandria really didn't have the spike in prices the way that many other areas did, and the prices seem to be correcting themselves already. So now that we know that the median home value in Alexandria is $579,000, let's compare it to other cities nearby. Washington, D.C., $635,000, Arlington, $755,000, Springfield, $493,000, Franconia, $453,000, Annandale, $544,000, Morton, $481,000, and Fort Washington, $391,000. So how much home do you get for that $579,000? Very nice wide range of options. Of course, by the time you watch this video, chances are those homes have all already sold. But no worries, if you want the most current list of our preferred homes in Alexandria, check out the link in the description. Now let's talk about our next category, cost of living. The cost of housing in Alexandria is 97% higher than the state average and 116% higher than the national average. Utilities are a little bit less. Food is 22% higher than the state average, 17% higher than the national average. Transportation is 9% higher than the state average, 10% higher than the national average. And goods and services about 11% higher, bringing the cost of living in Alexandria to 40% higher than the state average or 43% higher than the national average. Now you may be thinking, Alexandria is the place for me. If that's you, congratulations. I want to invite you to connect with me through the description below. If you're still on the fence, make sure that you subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon, because we'll be coming out with other videos a lot like this for other cities around the DMV area very soon. You want to check out Arlington and Falls Church, but whatever you do, you don't want to bother